Hello dear Nightshades, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here at Dark Skies over Witten, a festival in the Ruhr area. Besides me are 1919, post-punk, goth rock, dark wave band, something about that from England. That's right. First of all, it's always a little bit strange, but maybe people want to know who you are and what's your part in the band to know who we are talking about.
Okay, I'm Mick Reed, I'm the drummer.
I'm Rio Goldhammer, I sing songs with my face.
I'm Ding, the bass player.
I'm Sam, I play guitar.
Cool. And you came over from Britain, we said. The beginning of 1919 was in the early 80s. I think you are the only member from that time.
Correct, yeah.
And it was a few years and you split after that, and now 2014 was the comeback somehow. What's the exact story so people know about?
Okay. Basically the first incarnation of 1919 was from, we started rehearsing 1979-1980 for 1 year. Released one white label 7-inch single which John Peel, the Radio 1 DJ, picked up on, which resulted in 2 Radio 1 sessions for the BBC.
Oh, cool.
And subsequently a record deal for 2 singles, and then
An album.
Oh, an album, that was it. We did an album, Machine album. And bottom line is, fizzled out.
Okay.
Okay, just parted ways. And I didn't hear anything then for 30 years. I was doing other music. Rio answered to an advert which the original 1919 guitarist posted for a punk rock singer. And then Rio took over forming a band with the original 1919 guitarist with another drummer.
Okay.
That drummer, Ofsky, I gets a call to go meet Mark and Rio and discuss whether we could work it out or not. And that was in...
That was 2015.
2015. And now we're on the modern era, which is Rio, take over.
So, yeah, me and Mark have been working together. When we did part company with the drummer, we'd done a couple of gigs. We decided to kind of go more electronics. We started using a drum machine and doing synths and stuff. It was quite fun, but we kind of shelved it all as soon as it was like, actually, this could be like a 1919 thing. So that all kind of got put to one side and we started again. Did Death Note and then Bloodline, and then Mark passed away sadly, and then Sam came in and we did Future Side, and then Dean came in and we did Citizens of Nowhere like 2 years ago, and then time elapsed, there was an apocalypse, if you remember that, and then there was Brexit, and then we had to hop in a little dinghy across the channel, which everyone's very angry about apparently now, and now we're here.
Yeah, you released Citizens of Nowhere during the pandemic, so was it a rather cool idea? Did you get much feedback as well, or was it like, okay, we couldn't tour on this, we couldn't promote it?
I don't know, we got some really good reviews. We'd spent ages doing it, because Ding's got a studio in Manchester, in Salford, and it was kind of like, for that time, it was like our social life as well as professional life, you know, so we're just getting together, hanging out. Oh, let's put some strings on it, you know, so there's it's so like shiny, the whole thing.
We used the lockdown period basically to record the album and write it, because there was nothing we could really do. Weren't really into all that sort of live streaming thing.
We're not the right kind of band for that.
I liked it when other people were doing it, but we just decided not to do anything like that. Just concentrate on the album, which is the last album we just put out now.
And I think it's Britain started or opened the stages a little bit earlier than, for example, Germany.
All right.
So think you had some chances to.
Well, yeah, those clubs that survived.
Those that survived, they started putting on nights, and of course this is with no government help. They just said, no, you back open now. But actually people still weren't coming out. You know, people
Still not.
People are still like just tentative. It's maybe just getting to a point where it's almost normal again. But so many places have closed down, and of course we used to come to mainland Europe most of the time. That was kind of our
main treading ground in Europe.
A few times a year, and this would fund any recording we did. We'd get to play random parts of the south of England just because we happened to be driving to Belgium, you know. So now we can't do any of that. So we're really grateful to be here. Actually, it's been so long.
Yeah, sure, but you mentioned Brexit, so I think Brexit was really bad to you as traveling musicians.
So that's a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, and not just for travelling, but for sales of merch and stuff through our Bandcamp, like the online store. It just dried up. We used to every week post records to whatever country all over the world.
They don't speak for us, you know what I mean? They don't speak for us. They don't speak for us.
Yeah, I think so.
Just run by.
Yeah, I think
Gum.
most people thinking clear are not happy about the Brexit, so
We are Europeans.
Understatement,
You know, I've always felt, you know.
Hence the LP title, Citizens of Nowhere.
That's actually, it came from, the title of Citizens of Nowhere comes from Theresa May. If you remember, 2 years and about 10 prime ministers ago for Britain. She was during the kind of Brexit period, and she said if you think you are a citizen of the world, then you are a citizen of nowhere. So that's what we did with the nice Brexit blue passport thing. So it kind of made a lot of sense to do it like that, but you know.
So I think all these things are stuff you sing about, for example, on the record or on your songs.
Yeah.
This is.
Oh, we're there to agitate. That's what we're here for. We're there to agitate, make people think, you know. It's not all nice, is it?
No, it's really
bollocks.
I think we're not living in a really nice world at the moment, so.
I have faith though in people. People are good. You know, it's just these muppets, you know. That's what they are, just muppets. Greedy muppets. Emptying all the drawers, taking everything, and leaving us with nothing.
Kind of, that was the situation.
And they're off back to their big country houses and their old boy networks, you know what I mean? And that's what's been going on. You know, and the you know, the social experiment by making everybody stay in. That one. You know, I think a lot of people lost their mind.
I think we just
that time. I nearly lost my mind. I thought, am I stupid? That's what I thought. I thought, have I got it written over my face? Am I stupid? Who's telling me I can and cannot do this? I mean, there's laws to keep people sort of basically online. You can't go around murdering and robbing and stuff, but yeah.
It's the problem when there's no trust with the political class, trust. You know, because it's like, even if something's for public safety, you're always going to question why. You go, well, I don't trust you, you know, and so it kind of doesn't work for anyone.
They're treading a thin line. Sooner or later, people are going to turn on them. You know what I mean?
Well, they
are doing it.
They do in France, but in Britain, everyone's just like,
oh well, Britain's they've just been
stiff upper lip.
Yeah, just get on with it. Just get on with it.
That's all they've done. They've just numbed people out. You know what I mean?
Anyway. This is going to be a fun interview, right? Tell some jokes.
Well,
it's cool. I like it like this.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk to them about, for example, the revolts they have. I just forgot it. So
there you go.
Is this something you would like to see more?
I think I see it as an aspirational kind of thing. I mean, this is, you know, I think that in France they're raising the pension age from 62 to 64, and that's causing people to flip cars. Ours is already 68. I have to live my life based on the idea that I will never get a pension. You know, that is.
Same here. Yeah, you're targeted from day you're born out. You're just a number, right? And they'll rinse you until the day you die.
But they know they can get away with it in Britain because people will just go.
Because they're
well,
stupid.
What do you expect? You know.
Wake up.
So you have to go the Rolling Stones way and tour and get money out of that.
That's it. Even if we're all on iron lungs, and maybe I'll be in there in hologram form. Mick will be off bionic arms and legs.
Turn it right down there.
Here's 3023. We're talking to your great grandchild. And we get robot Mick, hologram Rio. And then what are you two doing? How are you getting to the next 1,000 years?
I've not thought it through.
That's
Sleeping.
Much like yourself.
In a different dimension.
I mean, it's just keep making good music for as long as we can. You know, personally speaking, you know, as long as I can physically do it. You know.
I hope you can. Because
Yeah.
I like what you do. I'm rather new, but I've listened to a lot of songs now, and it's really cool.
What's your favourite?
I can't tell now, so not really. But it's cool to think about. You mentioned Thatcher, for example. So is it a little bit like comparable to the end of the 80s, 70s, beginning of the 80s? What's now the mind of the people, especially in Britain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
It's very much like we were saying before. There's
Yeah.
striking
So- so
going
there's the
on.
coffee in
There's shortages of things. It's just like the early 80s.
Yeah, and actually that's why there's a lot of references in the lyrics for the later 1919 stuff. References to the original 1919 songs, and then references to like other things. But it's amazing how similar the kind of the political and climate is really.
Yeah. Exactly, especially with, for example, having the Cold War back somehow.
Of course,
There's Cold War, yeah.
It's even a war, but for us in Western.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
getting hotter, to be honest, isn't it?
Yanks and NATO and Russians. There you go. Yeah.
And then the victims are just the Ukraine in the middle. They're just trying to just live, you know. Yeah, it's not fun. But it's why you make music. Part escape, part comedy. You know, you've got to react somehow. But also some of our songs, they're not political. You just trying to engage with whatever's around you.
Yeah, human condition, anything.
Yeah, you just got to do things that keep you going. You know.
But this on the other hand, so making music, going on tour, coming over to Europe, this is what makes you fun, gets your heads up. You can party, for example, tonight, or is just
Yeah, well, so you have your own strikes going on here, so
Yeah, your strikes have caused us problems.
we still support them. And everything.
Yeah,
but
solidarity.
we've had to change. For now, tomorrow morning we'll have to go to Rotterdam. We're going to get the ferry home on Sunday night instead of flying on Monday. So we've got, we can drink a little less beer this
The
evening.
self-imposed curfew tonight.
But
you drink beer. I don't have to fear that British people are here and don't drink German beer.
So we love the German. The German beer is good. Yeah.
Yeah, we like
This is-
a beer.
this is mainly what we drink at home in a lot of places. They just stick an imported tab on it and say charge more.
Do you have a favorite beer from Germany that you really love? Did you know?
I tend to drink a fair bit of Veltins at home actually, but my favourite coming here is always Astra, because it reminds me of going to St. Pauli. They're just full of Astra all the time, and it sponsors the kids and stuff occasionally.
As long as it's cold and not full of chemicals.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much we have now, but I think it's really good. Let's go to positive things as well. Besides music, what makes you really keep the head up, keep going on, saying, okay, this world is not totally broken?
Family and friends.
Yeah, you know, mankind's good. You know, against all odds at times, people survive, don't they? You know, not about old someone, about real people that are really, you know, in shit, you know, in the country, you know what I mean?
But yeah, surrounding yourself by people that you just love. And
The right people.
Yeah, then it does help to insulate you a bit from some of the problems with the outside world.
Just be aware of what's going on out there, and you know.
I would say football, but I'm a Leeds fan. So is he.
Yeah, it's not always good for
I
you.
will say football.
What fan are you?
Man United.
Okay.
But for us, it's not really
Shut you up.
like football should be like an escape from the misery of the world. But
Music helps you do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, the mind needs another place to occupy outside where it is in every day. You know, every day there's a challenge, but the mind needs somewhere else to live outside. That normality and boredom and mediocrity that's there, you know. So I think that's where music fits in. You know, you can take what you want from it. You know, that's where lyrics are very important. The feel of the music is very important. You know, so yeah, I think.
I think it's the same with literature, for example.
Yes, absolutely.
Really
You know,
books and
the mind needs that other, doesn't it? You know?
And sometimes even sports, just to say, okay, now I'm on top, or the feelings you have, seeing your team lose or win or something.
Yes, mostly lose.
Yeah, it depends. In Germany, for example, it would be like being a Schalke fan or a Bayern Munich fan. It's quite strange at the moment.
yeah.
Real life, you know what I mean? You're not kicking a bit of leather about.
Oh, it is real life.
Yeah.
It's not real life. Football is not real
I've seen it,
life.
real nice.
It's,
Kick the ball.
what is it? What is it? What is it? It's like fucking Romans, isn't it?
But it's
You know
like
what I mean?
it's like music. It's totally like the
pantomime thing.
The people's leisure time.
Look, how much do they spend on their hair? Like 500 quid on an haircut. They're scared to head the ball unless they mess their hair up.
I mean, I still play football and I don't spend much money.
Just shave your neck, don't you? Don't worry about that then.
Occasional beers really.
No, sorry.
No problem.
Football does nothing for me. I kicked leather about when I was at school. But that was it.
But when we're on sports, I have to ask, when I have British people, someone of you into darts?
Beer and football.
Not massively into darts. I've got a couple of mates that play. I like the idea of it more than.
It's fun, you know, viewing the sport. But I've never been to watch
darts,
it.
Mick?
No, I mean, good questions. Not football and darts. No.
Yeah, darts is good fun. Why are you a fan of darts?
Yeah, and I have Peter Wright, for example. I really like him, and he's losing at the moment. So it's like Leeds or Schalke or something.
Where's he from?
From Scotland, but he lives in London, I think.
Okay.
He's Scottish born, but living in London.
Okay. Is he the one with the mohawk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought me into that. I saw him.
I told you I did a Scottish accent. I did.
He's talking about dance, man.
Alright. I thought you had a Scottish accent out there.
Yeah. I'm always afraid of Scottish accents because I've seen Trainspotting and I thought, okay, that's really hard for German people who just have school English.
Yeah, I think.
Yours is okay. I have to concentrate, but I understand. I think
we're trying very hard. Have you ever spoken to Twisted Nerve? So they're from the same city.
They're from Edinburgh.
Okay. Let's see. So, but we can talk a lot about everything, but let's come to an end, I think.
Okay.
Only if you like. We can talk for all night.
Okay.
Skip the show and say
What's your questions? Ask some questions, you know.
Snooker, ping pong.
Yes, snooker.
Right,
We have
okay.
many more.
Crown Green.
I think that's it.
Maybe we can talk about.
What do they call your people, your show? What do they call your internet stream or whatever it is? What's your show?
Nightshade TV.
What?
Nightshade TV.
Nightshade.
Nightshade, like night and shade.
Light
Like the
shade.
Orchidee, keine Ahnung, was Orchidee.
Nightshade.
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 Two night,
Yeah.
shade like shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want us to do like
Comprende.
hey, you're watching Nightshade. You're watching Nightshade TV with us, 1919, and our good friend Frankie and the Nightshade universe.
That'll get on watching it. You've done this before.
There's no teleprompter there, so I'll just.
Was it?
Yeah.
So, but when you are going on stage later on, will you stay here? Some musicians said, yeah, we're going to the hotel and maybe sleep a little while. Or what's your program before you go on stage later?
We don't know.
We were just
The
discussing
whole
that. weren't we?
timetable has been shifted without
I'll go find a coffee shop.
Literally just
No
debate
coffee
that
shops
anymore.
around here.
Yeah, well,
But I did meet somebody from Holland.
Did you?
that's good. Yeah.
Just want to ask you.
But he didn't have any weed.
Give him a big stick.
You mean a Netherlands coffee shop, not a German.
Yeah, that's what he means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some corners are from Netherlands, maybe.
Yeah. They need to sort it out.
Go around randomly asking Dutch people.
Yeah, it could be somewhat Dutch people. I think it's close to the border, so.
Yeah.
He just says he never goes near it. That's been alright.
So they're all
Yeah.
parents.
No.
That's what you get with the progressive drugs policy. It's less usage because it's not as glamorous or exciting.
Yeah, but this is another interesting story. I think we can talk about this now. About drugs policy. How is it now in Britain? Because in Germany, for example, we are close to at least cannabis getting legalized and stuff. It was a long way along going. It's still discussed a lot, but
It shouldn't have even been an issue, really. You know what I mean?
They've
Shouldn't have
moved
been an
the other
issue,
way.
that.
They've moved the other way in the last 10 years. The last Labour government, which was pretty like centrist, you know, but they decriminalised, not fully legalised, but they decriminalised marijuana. And then as soon as the right wing got back in 2010, they made it illegal again.
yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, great.
It's always up and down, I think, with right wing and more open-minded people looking at what is Nigeria or what it was, where they really do homophobia laws now and stuff.
It's not like a Tory to not spot a taxing opportunity, really, is it?
Well, this is it, you see. That's it. They're just trying to figure out how they can make money out of it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's-
But they have done, because Theresa May's husband, what's his name, that creep? He owns. He's got shares in CBD oil farms, because that's the way they're doing it now. They're taking over that. They've gone, okay, how can we get into that? Health, CBD oil. Right, whatever. Just let folk bun up, do the thing, right, chill, and that's it, you know. They can't regulate it, there's nothing they can do. You can bust people, you know, like when the cops bust somebody, they take the weed off them,
Yeah.
but an hour later they'll go buy some more. So all they've done is cause that person more hardship.
And you buy it at the dealer.
It's yours, you paid for it. That's mine, I paid for that. And Babylon take it, you know what I mean? Blood clot.
So yeah, I think that, but that really was cool. We just shouldn't do it too long because people don't watch for hours.
Yeah.
This generation, young people
They-
today,
they-
they've got no
yeah, it's
attention
just
to
like
it.
People have
Yeah, you have-
small brains.
Yeah, short
5 minutes
concentration span.
We'll produce a series of TikToks.
Yeah.
And I'll do a dance. We get Mick to floss.
Yeah,
I'll teach him.
top tickles.
We
Yeah.
can dance together as well now.
And then we'll all lip sync to some. What should we lip sync to?
Yeah.
No.
Beyonce.
The song is slightly too fast.
Oh yeah,
It's
must
always
be
on TikTok, isn't it?
Video.
But I think we can do another interview when we meet again because it was really cool, really fun and deep. That's also really interesting. I think talking about politics, about stuff, you never know if you meet people you never have met for interviews. Can you talk about some things like politics, like homophobia, like drugs, like and so
Yeah.
it really was nice. And I think
Yeah. Like I said, these topics aren't you know, it's all right for us to discuss it, but really, you know, I mean, they missed the train, everybody, didn't they? You know what I mean? People have just been getting on with their lives, haven't they? You know what I mean? People's been just getting into life and not taking any notice of all the bollocks that's going on. You know? Yeah.
Cool.
that's
Sweet.
perfect. Perfect ending, I think.
Thank you very much. Nice.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
see you.
Cheers.